so Udio is
Oh,
Trundle.
it looks like I'm first up.
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Did you have any questions about this VOD?
Um, Not really any questions. I guess he called us a doctor's checkup. So I got coaching about a week ago from Nathan. Basically the things he told me about was stuff like prioritizing my clear. He told me about like ganking a bit and how I need to focus less on dragons. So this game, well, I've been trying to implement it ever since. I don't remember how this game went, but we're about to find out.
You
So
main
I think my
you main
biggest problem
Udio?
is my early game. Huh?
Do you main Udio?
Yeah, yeah, one trick since season
Okay.
5. That's why
Y
you see the custom skin.
Wait, what? Custom? I thought this is just the skin. Ah, damn,
Okay,
you cheap bastard.
this is the old. This is the old spirit guard. So the old you there. I'm guessing you don't see
Oh,
too many you there, huh?
oh really? Yeah, yeah, well,
Yeah,
I can see that it's custom now, but it's I didn't know they changed it.
yeah. If it's rework, right? This is the one before rework.
Okay, so everything good so far. Yeah, so this is actually the part of the game where things get awkward, right? When nothing's happened for the first two clears, um, and you've got nothing to do, right? How often are you in this situation?
How often? It's probably like 33% of the time, maybe less.
Yeah, because I think,
Usually I'm able to get a gank off, or at least a jungler matches my first clear, so I get to tussle with him a bit.
yeah, because this is difficult. You have no vision of any entrance. They have push in bot lane, essentially. Um, the only thing I would say about this situation is if you're gonna do this, like, Elise has to be first. You know, you kind of just outplayed them here. In a sense where like you got away with murder basically.
Yeah, I got lucky. That's 100% what it was.
Yeah, so the
So,
only
what would
takeaway
you
there
have
is some
suggested
move.
otherwise, though, right? Because I didn't feel like it was a good time to back for my third clear because it was the
Yes,
timers were off, right?
you got free time. So I'd say move with your support because you just swept the bush. You have another sweeper. Uh, if you move with your support and take Tribush, you either gank bot or you gank mid. But starting Dragon is just super unrealistic when you have no vision of any entrance, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Unless you pull that shit off, then do that every time. But I don't think that's gonna work every time.
No, I definitely gamble a lot of my first dragons. It's plat 3 elo, by the way.
That's all good.
I think there's another one of those outplay scenarios. I remember this game now. The Elise ended up being a hyper carry. Like she's just her for real. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, she's level 7. Very strong. Oh yeah, Nyla, right. That's why I was like, why is she level 7? Okay, well, the other game, every sequence so far has gone smooth, um, based on results. I'm just wondering why the VOD's 40 minutes now.
Yeah, no. It was a yeah. I'm. That's my next biggest problem, but it's never ever come up in coaching yet because
And the
like my
review.
early games always just so bad, right?
Okay,
Like I'm not consistent in early game.
okay.
I don't know how to close out games.
I'll probably say this is your second mistake here, where yes, he's gankable, but I think you should just stick to like you said, like your release is a monster. If you want to do stuff, just include her in the play, right?
That is absolutely dreadful. Once I saw him flash, like I realized how sad it was, but because I pinged so much, I guess I just yeah. That's why I'm zooming in. Every time I zoom in on myself, it means I fucked up.
Damn,
I zoomed in earlier somewhere
that's a
else too.
crazy reference point.
Yeah, I did it at the start somewhere too. I can't remember if it had something to do with Zed, but yeah, definitely fucked up.
Yeah, so that's really the only two
Oh,
takeaways so
this was
far.
terrible, bro. I don't even think we should talk about this. Yeah, just don't chase on you there. I die here. It's over.
Damn,
That's fucking dreadful.
Chondo
Yeah,
things.
sad days.
Yeah,
She's so fast. Holy shit.
I'm just looking at Trundle beating you up. He's 2 levels down on you.
Yeah, man, that surprised me because I was like, okay, I overchase, but I can get out at the very least.
It's a
No, I
Triforce
can't. Like, what
spike,
the fuck?
yeah.
How does he even have that? It's such an expensive item. I feel like it's been getting fucking dogged the whole game. But anyway,
Yeah, no, that's the weird thing
I,
about jungling right now. It's like you can be behind, but as soon as like you've got like 1.5 on him or something, because he hasn't bought tier twos or the components, but one item is all that really like matters unless you hit two. Like one versus 1.5, components is not like a massive difference.
yeah, I started playing a little bit of Trundle this season again because I had a spike where I was just plummeting. Like I went from like plat two all the way back down to gold, bro. It was so depressing. That's when I started like trying different things or fucking around.
And now we're back up. We're on the way up.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I my like a week ago when I got the coaching session, I was plat two, and I was on the climb again, but now I'm plat three. So it's a little bit of bunks. I'm in the bunks right now, but last 20 games it's mostly wins, but just barely. So I'm bunksing, but yeah, we're getting back up. This is my first time plat is this season, right? I've been hardstock gold for I don't know, like 8 seasons. Kind of crazy. So now we're looking for emerald. We got plat like a month ago. Now we're looking for emerald. We're greedy around here.
Yeah, always looking for the next thing, for
Horrible
sure.
flash. Oh, the Elise is
This
just crazy. Like, how did she pop her like that? Yo,
it's the Nyla leveling. She's level 11.
Nyla leveling. What is that about?
She gives
Nyla
more. She
leveling.
gives EXP as if not as if she was playing solo lane. So she gives
Is
bonus
that
EXP.
real?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm about to ban that champion. No way. What?
The problem
Is that real life?
that's real, but the problem is her champion. The champion itself just sucks unless you're versing like 5 auto attackers.
I mean, yeah, not into you. I was about to say not into you there. That gets me every time. I never noticed or whatever it is.
Little buffer
Inject.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, man. I
I think the
waste my
only reason not everyone hates that champ is because it's like only played by like one tricks. I mean,
It
it's
is.
just so
It
strong.
definitely is only played from one trick. That's why I literally can't ban her.
Yeah, it's pretty rare. It's a rare Pokemon.
Yeah, 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 exactly that.
Okay, so let's talk about the mid game because this is a good example of basically what I was talking about earlier about how you can close out games better, is where you need to start shifting your values when you can do more than just take camps. Because taking camps is great, but from what I see on the map, you're recalling with Elise, that's great, but when you recall with your strongest member, you should just be moving. Like you should just be moving with them when you can get stuff done. For example, Adicon sporting in 20, sporting in 5, and you're on the top side of the map, and your whole team's pushing 3 lanes at once. So basically, what I want you to start implementing is start taking space on the map or dominating space on the map over camps. So start thinking about valuing space over camps when the game gets volatile enough where people can get essentially one shot, which I'd say right now that would be the case, right? If Elise saw anyone and got a combo, they should die, right?
Yeah, 100%. I agree.
Yeah, so this would help a lot because I feel one of the big things, well, one of the trends, like even in my games, but more so whenever I review with you guys, it's like the amount of disconnect is problematic, not just because you can't progress the game, but you're giving them shutdowns back as well. The more split up you are, the more opportunity they have to get shutdowns, right? Like they just got.
Yeah,
Oh wait, at least wasn't even that fed. It's only 200 gold extra, but basically if they get Adacon here, it's another free cash in. Because
yeah,
this, like, think about this. These two potential deaths, like, let's say it might not happen. Uh, at the same time, they're waiting for you to full clear. They can't do anything, right? They can't advance on the map without potentially dying. So even if they, like, even if it was quote unquote their fault, you're not progressing the game. They have to play safe and sit back because
mhm.
you're doing this thing for a whole minute.
I think so. A couple things I want to mention here. I think during this, like when Elise and Nyla were in the jungle, I was thinking like, and this I guess is a problem I have. I never viewed it as a problem, obviously. I was thinking like, why are they there? Because there's nothing really to work for, right? I mean, I guess Otacon was there, so maybe I didn't see it or something. But a lot of the times when my teammates do this, I'm like, why are they there, right? There's no, we're not eager to do something right now. We're pushing 3 lanes, whatever, whatever, right? But my question to you is, would you say, um, I mean, obviously this is what you're saying, but I think I'm trying to figure out what part of the game is making me go with a strong member instead of clearing any of my camps,
The kill
like
pressure.
any at all. Like, would I even clear buffs?
The kill
Or
pressure.
would I just straight up walk with her? Kill pressure.
That's when you should know.
I saw a video. I saw a video recently that was talking about jungle camps when they're level 13 and above is not worth as much as like going out for kills or something like that, right?
I don't know about that honestly. I just know that if I'm in my jungle and my team is in their jungle, there's something wrong. Unless, unless like either they're making a mistake or you're making a mistake, right? It doesn't matter who's making a
Right.
mistake. We're losing the game because either they're gonna die or you're missing out on opportunity to kill them, right? I think in this case
Okay.
it's your fault because you're missing out on opportunity to take out a Khan slash kill them with Elise.
I agree.
So in other cases, right, like let's say Atakan's down, I agree. There's nothing to like play for unless there's like a buff spawning and you can like kill them because they want to protect their buff. Then I would skip my camps again. You know, if there's anything of that case, I would skip my camps again as well. So basically, staying connected. And if you don't want to stay connected, you just make sure like you're very clear that you're not coming, right? And just to be like careful, like maybe if you're confident that they're trolling, just say like danger ping, right?
Uh-huh. One thing I've noticed I always struggle with, because it's probably been mentioned in a lot of my coachings prior to joining this community. Um, I struggle with like working with or identifying my strongest member and stuff like that. Um, a lot of the coaching sessions that I get talking about early game and what I can do different in early game, I typically remember those and like identify them. I feel like I could transition that like those sorts of mindsets real easily, but I can't transition like the strong member thing. So I don't know. Do you have a way that I can like try to remember that in my games? Because I feel like that's the hardest part, right? Is remembering that
No,
mentality. Like,
yeah. Like you said, it's more like a mindset or a concept. Um, I think it's like I remember I got a question yesterday, right, about when should I gank and when should I farm, right? It's almost like a classic now. And then when you ask that question, there's no right answer, you know, because there's zero context, like given on the situation. You want to be as efficient with your time as possible. Right? The same way, you want to creep up on your opponent as much as possible when you can. So what I mean by that is, if your jungle camps are in your jungle and their jungle camps are in their jungle, but you can take their jungle camps, you should just be taking their jungle camps because at least you
right.
position yourself on the map to push them back on the map, right? At the end of the day, it's like you just want to have the ability to push them all the way to their base and end the game. Um, Whether that be via base, like killing them, or just literally they have to respect every single part of the map. So I would say essentially anyone who you feel can dominate space. That's the guy you should be working with the most. So for example, this game, it might not be one particular member because Elise lost a lot of like how can I say? She died a lot of times, so she's not actually like that strong anymore. So then you would just look
Which could
at,
also be my fault.
yeah, I'd say the Atakan situation was. Um, so I'd say I'll pretty much go off experience at that point. If there's no clear member, I'd say I look at the champs and how they interact, and I'd say probably probably Elise is still the best because you've got Malphite and Annie with his Zhonya's. So I'd say Jax and Zed still aren't that broken. I'd say at least like Cocoon is still the main way you're gonna kill someone, right? Like you see that Jax just jumped on the Malphite and did literally zero damage.
Yeah. I have a question though, probably about a minute back in this clip. After the Baron, I went to full clear because I'm looking for my item, right? What would you have done? Because I feel like while you was talking, I'm looking at this, I'm like, this looks terrible, right? Like this doesn't look like the play.
No, this is
Like I'm going to full clear, looking at my item specifically to get, I needed 500 gold, I think, or something crazy.
no. So this is good because you don't need a base, right? But again, it needs to be like it's not about the item. It's about there's nothing to do because your laners haven't like started to push out yet. But now after the Raptors and Golems, you need to sync with your team, which you do, which is good.
So you don't think I was late to this play? I feel like I was late.
No, because the least base. So I think you should have backping bot because Elise decided to base. Or you backping Elise to not base. Right? If Elise was pushing, I would say you're late, but since she based, like we shouldn't be sieging mid. It's like all little variables that are gonna make the difference between whether you should skip your camps or not. But the main thing is just stay connected, right? It's not complicated. Like your if you're top side and your team's bot side, there's a problem. If you're in your jungle and your team's at hitting their tower, there's a problem, you know.
So it's just whenever you're not on the same page,
Exactly, literally.
essentially.
Like this is high level. Like if you ever watch pro play, that's literally right now. There's nothing, literally nothing like next level about the game. It's just about fighting, setting up the fight, and making sure you have the best possible chance to win the fight, which involves staying connected. It makes sense why it's hard to close out now, because yeah, you guys have like a massive sieging issue. Like you guys have like pretty much
Yeah,
five
like
melee champs.
I was just looking at it. I had a 700 gold bounty on my head. I'm like almost max build. It was 31 minutes and we haven't even taken the third tier tower, bro. That is
Yeah,
insane.
this is this is just got to do with comp. So whenever you got like a super low range comp, you gotta rely more on objectives. So I'd say like avoid trying to one takeaway is just avoid trying to siege a lot unless you can threaten to dive them. Because essentially you have to dive them to hit the tower. Otherwise you're just gonna get Lux any ulted, right? With no response. If you're not willing to
So,
dive them.
okay, so a couple questions on that. Does that mean you would do the enemy jungle camps, right? And if that is the case, like instead of sieging, I'm talking about,
Yeah.
would you like let your team siege and die? Like, what would you do about that, right? Because we're not playing with the team at that point.
No, I would influence them to wait for the next objective. So,
Okay.
for example, Baron was up in, let's say, before you guys died. Baron was going to be up in a minute and a half or something, or 2 minutes. Yeah, like a minute, literally minus a minute. Um, I'll persuade them to focus on the Baron first, and then you can like sort of siege where like the minions can do most of the work, right? But in this example, once again, you guys lost most of your Barons, so it's gonna be hard to siege.
Yeah.
It's way better.
Yeah,
It's
man, bro.
yeah, it's way better that Elder is up now. That's beautiful. So now we can pull them out of their base because they have to fight this. Or maybe not. Maybe they could defend the base. I don't know
Yeah.
why this bot's still going.
They just don't show up.
Yo, we got Elder.
Somehow
Surely we.
Jack's scared of Trundle, so they just say, yeah, let's just stay in base, I guess.
You guys should really end off this siege though. It's like Elder's like.
This game was so long. Like, it's crazy because, like, I'm not always recording my games, of course. So I looked at the metrics after this game. I'm like, bro, every game is around 31-ish minutes. The one game I decided to record is just 40 plus minutes. That's insane, bro. And I'm stuck here uploading a 41-minute YouTube video.
Yeah, I mean, ideally your wins should be. That's the thing, right? Ideally your wins, like your stomps, should be like 27, 25 to 29 range, I'd say, and then the hard games, like where you come back, maybe they should be longer. I'd say yeah, like the
Yeah,
stomps, the
like
early
this was
game
a stumpy
stomps.
type game, right?
Mm, at the well, the dragon sequence, yeah, and then the third sequence after that, yeah. It could have been, yeah, with the Elise, I'd say.
It's also really sad as a UDIP player when like in the situation I'm at right now, where like I was full build at 30 something minutes, and now I'm just getting all this gold, and all I could do is buy a potion because sometimes I consider changing my boots. Sometimes I do, and then I'm like, bro, I can't even run no more.
Yeah, it
Like
doesn't
it's
really do.
bad
Yeah, it doesn't really do much. I
because
think
Deadman's isn't good enough for that.
yeah. So basically, summary of the review essentially is just we talked about. So let's just break it down. The first sequence um, was good. The second sequence we talked about he had nothing to do. So the best thing to do is connect with your support a lot of the time, especially if you're pathing down like this. So because you can't just start dragging in their face. They know you're here. They saw you, and their jungle is missing too, right? It's just really hard to just start dragging in their face. So this is something to take away from this sequence. We talked about, I think everything went smooth, right? Point past this point, and then you ganked top and skipped your camps. We talked about just playing around your strongest member. Zed's really strong this game too, so I think remember you just got a limited amount of time and resource, right? So you gotta pick and choose what you do, and since you gank top, now you can't be bottom mid, right? So this is sort of like the mentality where you gotta pick and choose like your what you want to do in life. You know, you can't do everything.
Yeah. I think this game was the Zed was silver rank, so he was definitely smurfing. It was either this game or another one. Maybe I'm tripping. Like this chase. Anyway, so
Yeah,
would you say like I guess in this game specifically, my weakest point was the mid game.
I wouldn't call anything the weakest point, but I would say if I was to point out the most impactful issue was connecting with your team. So I'm not just saying the mid game. I'm saying even you deciding to gank top is like it's almost like you're giving up potential reward down bottom lane, you know, because you're not connecting with your strongest member. Like I'm pretty sure Zed was strong here, but at least it's stronger than Zed right now. If I pause, like 2 level diff versus 1 level diff, you know, and he's got the same item, right? Same first item, but Lux has components and is down 2 levels. You see what I mean? Like the gap
Yeah.
between, and look at you and Trundle, right? The gap between jungle support means you guys should be playing around each other. So I didn't mention that, but that's obviously one way. Is like you gotta size people up, right? That's probably one way to figure out who's actually strong. But yeah, we'll end the review there. That's pretty much the summary, I would say. So
Okay.
this staying connected, yeah, is, and also last thing we talked about was the camp sequencing. So valuing space on the map when objectives are coming up, essentially, where people actually can kill each other, like one shot. So maybe not Herald, you know, sometimes Herald, like, it's a slow game. Sometimes you don't get that much gold. So at 14 minutes, you know, at one item, people don't really one shot people yet. So I wouldn't be like, oh, Herald's up, so now I skip camps, right? Or sorry, 15. Um, but there's a certain point where you hit 2+ items where people, yeah, really do get one shot.